Okay, the last time I had this conversation with you was months before our big pandemic hit. I didn't know it was coming, but I told you to get your house in order because something huge was going to happen. I knew it. I didn't know exactly what it would be, but I knew it was going to be a global event. Now, if you watch my channel, you know that I can't make that stuff up. I can't say, well, I knew that. No, I have a video telling you something big is coming. And I told you how to prepare for it. And we're going to do the same thing today because something else is coming. It's going to be completely different. All right? But I want to talk to you about it. I want you to prepare for the 2024 event and beyond because we're going to shift into something really big. We've gone past the tipping point, but here's what's happening now. And yes, you have to get your house in order. I'm going to talk to you about that. Don't be afraid. Watch this video. You're going to like what I have to say. Let's go. Welcome to Landria, Onkka on YouTube, here to help you break through those fears and live an amazing life. Why did we come here? You're not here to struggle. Pain, loss, sadness, yeah, okay, the human experience, but struggles when we say it shouldn't be happening. I hope that you will subscribe to my channel because I'm going to continue to give you messages of not just hope, but real situations that we have total control over. All right? You know Edgar Casey? Yeah, he said a lot of things that were going to happen that haven't. Can they? Yes, they were all probabilities. Why didn't they happen? Most of them didn't. Because we changed it. He was actually better at looking at what happened in the past than he was the future. It's a moving target because we are completely in control. Now, I did a video on the doomsday clock. It's, 10 seconds to midnight. Midnight is the total annihilation of the planet, but it was actually created by an artist. And she was married to somebody who was a scientist in the Manhattan Project. I think she wanted to warn us that we are now equipped to annihilate ourselves if we don't use things responsible. You and I hold the power of the universe. Your thought is changing everything. Yes, your one thought. We have to be responsible with that. We cannot keep coming from a low frequency, ego, me, my sides, I'm right. It's separation and it keeps us in conflict. And we're going to talk about that because 2024 is going to kick off some very big changes. Both sides. There's no side, but let's just say sides of higher frequency, lower frequencies are going to go into some big transitions. You're going to see a lot of people on lower frequencies saying, this doesn't work. And what do we have to lose anymore? Because the world's going to be shook up in a way that's going to allow us to make higher choices. That is a good thing. All right, so if you've purchased Breakthrough Fear, I talk about the tipping point. What's the tipping point? The tipping point has already happened. It is now we have gone into so many changes with fires and floods and now more conflict and pandemics. It's like we're getting hit on every side. Why? Because we have not been responsible citizens. So our low frequency is cause and effect, Ask and it is given. Think and it is given. Believe and it is given. That's the ask. The ask isn't, oh, I'm going to ask something out there and it's going to give me something. The ask is my thought. It's given. It's given. Does this make sense? That's how powerful you are. Yeah, be careful with that. 2024 is going to test us because we're going to see some big changes and decision makers coming in that we have power over because they're one person and the majority can change that. And we have to ask ourselves if they are going into separation and conflict, if we're going back into what we have been doing for centuries, or if we're going to find new solutions that don't include conflict, pain, separation, arguments. Taking sides has never solved anything, has it? Maybe for a short period of time. Some people are doing okay, others aren't. I want you to get ready. Get your house in order. And what does this mean? Everything that you do is your test We came here to be tested. We came here to experience. We came here to gather. We're information gatherers. What does that mean? That means that you, right now, have to get this house in order. Raising the frequency of the planet, one light being at a time. Welcome to Breakthrough Fear. That's my whole platform. That one thing that I do in all my training, this is why law of attraction doesn't work. I'm going to get things, and I'm going to be happy. I'm going to draw things to me, and we continue to think here and expect we're going to get this. We have got to change that. We have to think up here to get to this. All right? It's not coming down to us. It never will. That means that we have to shift our thinking, the way we handle one another in our planet up here. And we have to have a zero tolerance. Zero tolerance doesn't mean I'm going to battle it. We're not going to participate in it anymore. I'm going to start giving you guys ways for you to clean up everything in your house and your body and to stop putting crap and plastic out there. We're going to start to take some real action now. But it starts with your thoughts. 2024, you're going to see more and more changes on the entire planet of how we operate, both in our finances, in our foods, our supplies, all that stuff. And it's not bad. It is actually more practical, simpler, healthier. You're going to see more of that, all right? People are going to switch to that because what's happening over there is not working. But that's a choice you have to make. So the one thing I want you to understand is it starts with your beliefs. If you don't understand where your beliefs came from, you can't change them. So law of attraction, we keep trying to get things, and we haven't changed our beliefs, nor do we, or we'll try to, but we don't understand why we're doing it. Because we don't know why we had them in the first place. I'm going to tell you why we have them in the first place. Because your mom and dad, and or your whatever family, or whoever told you something, and then they were told, and they were told. So it's from an antiquated thinking that's in separatism, individualism, and not oneness. Oneness means you have access right now. Right now, you have access to the universal mind. It's what we are. It's not me accessing this. I am the universal mind. The only thing between you and accessing anything you desire from a high frequency, yes, love, great relationships, great jobs, money, health, giving, loving, community, all that really great. So I'm talking about in the high frequency. The only thing stopping you is all these thoughts and beliefs and fears. Fear, right? Why do you think I wrote the book? I get downloads. Yeah, I'm not going to go, I'm not some channeler or something, but you have downloads. You have access to this information. If you don't break through that fear, it's going to be there. It helps you to not stick your hand into fire. It's exciting to jump out of a plane with a parachute. Fear makes it exciting. It's a really great experience if you break through it and you don't allow it to control you and you use it in a positive way. We can go into this era that's coming up. We'll see a huge change. Huge, 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 huge on the whole planet. After 2024, we're going to start to go and accelerate into a new way of life. Now, here's why. No one can tell you exactly what that is. Because we are completely in control. Because you get to make a decision right now. It's not in stone. There's no future out there that sits there, and that's just how it is. Anything you don't like, you can change. If you don't like the conflict that's going on over in all these other countries, we can change it. And it's not by sending more firepower over to do more damage to innocent people. That's not it. How do we change that? We have got to start taking action and stop taking sides. I know it's tough for you. Somebody said, thou shalt not kill. I said, were there exceptions in that statement? No. That means we never have to kill anything, ever. We actually can live that way. I know we can't imagine that. Well, I have to defend myself, not in a world that lives in oneness and doesn't allow that, or works with the people that would do something like that in a loving, kind way that says, not on my time, right? So what are you going to do right now? You've got to get this in check. You cannot go into judgment. All right, I'll give you an example. You're gonna love this. Is this you? My friend and I were going into the markets here. I support the farmers here, so I bring a bag that's made by an artist, and I put my organic farm stuff in there. I don't use plastic, and I buy local. That's it for the whole week for me, all right? We're walking down to the market. It's 2 miles. We decided to walk all the way to the pier. There's this guy in a wheelchair, and he had apparently had done something to his leg. It was in some kind of support system. And he says, as we walk by, can you, and I didn't hear what he said, so I stopped and I said, excuse me, what is it you're asking for? And he said, something to eat. I said, you want something to eat? And he says, yeah. And I said, name it. Come on. I said, I'll take you and we'll go get you something to eat. And he said, well, I'd like a sandwich. I said, what kind of sandwich? Tell me, give me your order, I'll go get it for you. And he says, there's a really good sandwich place right here. I said, okay, roast beef, you wanted roast beef? I said, how about something to drink? Yes. I go down. Now, here's what's happening at that moment. I started going, I turned around, I won't say his name. I'll say Bob. Bob, I'm going down to get this gentleman some food. And he walked past, and he didn't want to get anywhere near that guy. By the way, he was not scruffy looking. He was a decent, very respectful guy. And he stood down, way down, until I went and got that sandwich and came back. And the guy said, bless you. And I said, you know what? We're all in it together. We're in it together. This guy is me. That is me sitting in that chair. And if I don't go get a sandwich and help him, what the heck are we here for, right? You know, I'm not going to change the world, but I did. I did in that moment change the world in a moment. And so can you. Why did my friend stand down there? He didn't even want to talk to the guy. And the guy saw that. He saw that my friend wouldn't even come down into the sandwich shop with me or come and talk to him. Now, I would have stood and talked to the guy for a while my friend was getting a sandwich. He's a human being. Who are you looking at that you're not treating like a human being? That was a baby once, a little innocent baby once. You've got to shift this thinking because we are all beautiful, unconditionally loved. These things you shall do and more, ye are all God's. This you do to the least of us, you do to me. I love quoting that. And I'm not a religious person. I love quoting that. Those are powerful statements. Come on, people. It's just as easy to manifest a castle as a button. When does this start sinking in, right? When does it sink in that you are that power? You don't access it, you are it. It's the energy that flows through everything. It is one thing happening. Read the book. I hope you'll buy my book. People are going, whoa, okay, this makes sense. And I'm going to read you some stuff out of it in some upcoming videos. Get your house in order right now. Get in check with that. Not what's going on out there. Get in check with this. Am I respecting humanity? Everything about it? Everything I do and use? Because we are living a lifestyle that does not respect anything out there. It doesn't. I have to stop. Right down to what I put in my washing machine and my dishwasher. I'm going to show you these products to use. I just got, thank you, Blue Land. Sign me up as an influencer with their product because none of it comes in plastic. None of it does. It's all clean, natural, but it doesn't get delivered in plastic. You can put stuff straight in with no more plastic. We got to do this, people. We got to do it. Get your house in order right now. You're going to see that you're going to need that later on. You're going to need it. All right? And so you do not want to be responsible for the demise of things out there. So that doomsday clock was made up. Scientists used it later on to say, oh, okay, we're doing this and it's getting closer. But what they didn't factor in was all those really great things that all the rest of us are doing out there. Nobody knows about you feeding a guy on the street, all right? Or being nice to somebody, or giving somebody hope, or hugging an old person who's angry. That counts. That counts. You with me? Get ready. You're going to see some big changes. Big ones. It's going to be massive ones. It's going to be a series of events that are going to shift the whole planet because we're doing it. We're doing it. And we're going to send light and love. And every morning and every minute you get, you have got to go into gratitude, No more complaints. C to G, did you see my video? C to G. If I have a negative thought, it's a complaint. That's not right. They're not right. Oh, this is wrong, blah, blah. It's a complaint. Oh, no, I'm just saying. No, it's a complaint. There's no gratitude in that. You got to switch over to the G. I'm going to find gratitude. I don't have to find gratitude in this, but I can find gratitude in something else. And that's a higher frequency. You got to keep picking it, choosing it, and we're going to shift into a higher frequency because you are that important. This huge puzzle doesn't work without that little quirky little piece that you are. Doesn't work. It's not a picture without your piece, your puzzle piece. You're that important. Oh man, do you know what I just did? A spiritual butt kick. Yeah, you ready for it? Buckle up. Buckle up. When you break through fear, it's not going to affect you the same way. People are going to freak out about stuff that you're going to say, oh, thank goodness, we're going to see it completely different. So you need to get your house in order right now because the world's going to shift in a very positive way. And if you're living that way already, you're not hoarding or arguing with people. This is ridiculous. That's a frequency. Blah, blah, blah. Okay. Please subscribe. You guys, these are free videos. I keep promoting online businesses because you can reach global audiences doing amazing things with messages, books, art. You can sell things that don't destroy the planet. You can learn how to do that. These are actual skills. It's not how to make money. It's how to get skills to make money doing things that you choose. All right? These are free videos, brand spanking new. Masterclass just came out. It's free. And then I have a mini course that I just created called 5 Proven Steps, Simple Proven Steps to Shift Your Entire Reality. That just came out, and you can't get that unless you're here. It's not on my website. It's only if you're in my email list. I'm going to keep giving you every tool, but you have to make the effort because it's your choice. It's your choice. Everything revolves around your choice. You're whole and perfect, strong and powerful, loving, harmonious, and happy. It was a big butt kick today, wasn't it? Thank you. May I have another? Namaste.